Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and welcome if you're new. My name is Liz. So today we're looking at November 2024. This is like my favorite month ahead that I've done in a long time, just because we got so much info. We also went into love today, but of course we used cards. We did the cards first, then we did a week by week look with the charms. So regardless of whenever you click on this, there should be a message for you, even if you're watching at the end of the month. And that's kind of fun too, because then you kind of already know what already happened. It was so interesting. We got tons of detail, lots of like different situations, including love and relationships and just themes that you're going to notice and different changes that might be happening. Very, very interesting. So I will show you what we have. We'll take a nice deep breath first, and that'll give you a chance to choose which group feels right for you. So let's take a deep breath together. You can pause the video if you need more time. But we have 3 choices for the month of November for you to choose from. So we've got group 1, and that is autumn, the keywords being bounty and balance. For group 2, we have the card preserve with security, forethought, and thrift. And group 3, we have harvest, determination, and hard work. So whichever group or image or number you feel drawn to, that will be your messages for November. And definitely don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for liking and subscribing. All of that really does help my channel. And if you'd like to support the channel and receive an exclusive reading every single week, you can check out my Patreon linked below, as well as the channel memberships here on YouTube. There's a reading posted every week, as well as some older content and some bonus content occasionally. So if you want to check that out, definitely feel free. That'll be linked below. And remember, please have fun with my readings. My readings are ultimately for entertainment. Always listen to your own intuition first. Hopefully there is a message for you today that does resonate. And I really love with the monthly readings, especially when you come back and let me know what does happen, how it ends up happening, what ends up making sense. I think that's so much fun. I just saw someone comment that about October. So I really, really love that. So definitely don't forget to come back and also share with someone. If you have a friend who you think might enjoy this reading, or you want to know if they end up choosing the same group, definitely share with a friend or anyone you think might enjoy this reading. So we will jump into it. I will put the timestamps below, as well as all of my information in the description. So let's start with group number 1. Hello, group 1. If you chose the autumn card, then this is your November 2024 predictions. You know, I say it every single month, but I can't believe how fast the months go by. So we're looking at November. We're going to see what's happening. We're going to look into love today as well. We're going to look at the charms and see what's happening week by week. We've got tarot, oracle. We've got the pendulum, charms, of course. Lots of info. Letters, numbers. So group 1. What is happening in November? Let's get your keyword of the month. Clearing. Make room for growth. Clearing. Okay. Let's get you one of these tarot cards. I've got 2 decks I'm working with today. So Knight of Swords is your first card. Okay, let's get 2 of these. These haven't worked with the Enchanted Map in a long time. Ooh. Rescue. Cleaning house. Actually, I'm going to save this for a moment. I want to get your tea leaf cards. That's a love deck, so I just want to pull the love messages last. So group 1, what is happening in November? You've got getting together with friends and good news coming in November. We'll try and find out what that might be about. I might pull a card specifically for that. You also have 4-leaf clover, great good fortune. You've got marriage in the cards, okay? So that could be lots of different things. That could be somebody announcing that they're getting married. It could be you getting married. It could be a marriage of a business. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what's going on, but let's see. Group 1, November. What's going on? You've got the World. That's good to see. 8 of Cups. This one's popping out as well. And the Star. Okay. Clearing is interesting with cleaning house. That could be sort of at the forefront of your mind, is clearing some things out. Not even just physically though, like I'm getting sort of a physical element to that, but also with Eight of Cups, I mean, there could be something you're kind of clearing out of your life, walking away from. Okay, let's see. What's happening in love and relationships for group 1 in November? Love and relationships in November. Okay, engagement ring. Marriage, so engagement, partnerships, commitment, eternity, completion, union. So definitely a theme for November. Now take it how it resonates. It might not make sense now, it might make sense a little later, but this could be lots of things, okay? One thing that's coming through is you could hear for sure of somebody getting married, okay? You could get the news, you could read it somewhere, or someone could tell it to you, like with this card. You've got Knight of Swords, so there could definitely be a message coming in of someone getting proposed to or engaged. This could be, like I said, it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be something like business, a marriage of two businesses, or something like that. Let's see what else is going on. It could be you getting proposed to. If it is, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but we do see it here. Especially with getting together with friends, this could be your good news to share, okay? There could be some proposals coming up in November. Group 1. What is happening in November in love for group 1? Okay, you have a situation in love. So if the first thing doesn't resonate, we've got another possible love message here. Let me just cross my legs here. And we'll go deeper into it, but I just kind of want to pause. You've got the runner. So runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. This came out with not enough. So frustrated in a relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues. That's interesting that these two connect. Jealousy. Okay, so you have somebody in a love situation that feels like they're not enough. They don't have enough to offer in a certain situation. And because of this, they're choosing to run from the situation. Okay, also, another possibility is someone could have a fear of intimacy or fear of a relationship. As soon as they start to get close, they start kind of running and pulling in the different direction, and that's making someone else feel like they're not enough, okay? So when in fact that's not the case, it's like this person is running from, it says here, fear of intimacy, okay? So there could be a lot of different things going on here, but it could be leaving someone feeling like they're not enough, or this is the reason why this person is running. So I'm going to pull one more love card and we'll kind of dive deep into the month. I just like to kind of look at the cards first, see what comes in intuitively, and then we'll kind of go a little deeper into the message. Okay, so group 1, what else is happening in love and relationships? This could be the one. Interesting. Two very, very different love messages coming through here. Okay, we've got everything, I think, and we can always pull more cards if we want clarification. So let me look at the month in its entirety and see what could be happening. All right. So one thing I'm noticing right now, I'm kind of being pulled to this Knight of Swords with the Rescue card, okay? So there could be because this is, the Knight of Swords always reminds me of the Knight in shining armor. So I do feel like there's somebody coming in with, this could be so many things. It could be advice. This could be someone who's taken notice of something you need help with. This could be, yeah, there's like something someone has noticed or they've seen you, okay? And they want to help you with something, okay? This could also be saying, on the other side of things, if there's something you need help with in the month of November, this is a good month to communicate it, to make it known, to really like seek out this assistance, okay? So Rescue, I might want to read from this because like I said, I haven't used this deck in a long time. So we might look at the book as well, but I just want to kind of go intuitively off of this image. Rescue, yeah, there's like the hot air balloon. Number 16 and number 37 could be relevant. 16 and 37. But yeah, this Knight of Swords, like sort of rushing into the situation, like it's almost feeling to me like someone has a solution or someone is sort of coming to the rescue with something in the month. You've got a badger there. Okay, let me, I want to get back to that, but I just kind of want to look at everything that's popping up. So yeah, I'm seeing some sort of knight in shining armor sort of coming in to try to help in some way with something. This could be at work, okay? There could be like a situation at work you don't know how to solve. So there could be someone coming in with some advice or an opinion, or someone who just wants to kind of create change, make some changes with the situation. They have their own agenda for sure though, like somebody, and that doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad thing, but I'm getting that there's somebody who has a plan of action in the month of November, but this could actually be a help to you in some way. Okay, now you've got another theme I'm noticing here: cleaning house and clearing, make room for growth. So November for you, group 1, could be a month where you are literally cleaning up, letting go of some things, letting go of clutter. I was saying, I think on Patreon, I forget, but there's certain times where I feel like really decluttering and cleaning up and just kind of going through my place and doing a good clean, going through boxes, desks, drawers, closets, but bags and boxes that kind of accumulate, and really clearing some things out. So November for you, it could be saying, is a good month to do this. It's going to be a good month to kind of get into those little nooks and crannies and clean things up and open the windows, let some fresh air in. Look at this drawer is like full of clutter and different things. So you could be letting go of some things as well. You could be also clearing room, making room for new opportunities. Okay, so that could be what's going on. Some of you might need some help, okay, with some cleaning. Something could be a little bit overwhelming. So it could be times to ask for a little bit of help or take action with something that you need to do in order to clear out some things, okay? So everyone's situation is different. We're just looking at themes of the month. So there could be like something you actually need to ask for help with when it comes to cleaning, organizing, sorting some things out. Maybe asking for a ride to go drop off some donations or go to the dump or something like that. I've definitely had people help me with that. Friends with trucks and things. It's like, especially when I was moving, it's like, okay, I've got to take some things to the dump. I've got to take some things to drop off and, something like that. Some of you could also be moving in the month of November. So you're getting some things cleared and cleaned, both in the place you're moving from and the place you're moving to. But at the very least, it could just be a month where you decide to do a really big fall clean or seasonal clean to make room for something new. Some of you, I'm getting, are clearing out a space to create room for, it says room for growth, but room for something you were doing specifically, maybe perhaps crafting or something like a home-based business or something like that you want to make room for. So you've got to clear out an area in the month of November. Now, marriage, definitely a theme here, okay? This feels a little bit more direct. It doesn't feel overly complicated. I just think you're either hearing of an engagement in November or you yourself could be getting proposed to. Again, not to spoil the surprise. That's not my intention, but I'm just reading the cards that we have. So possible with getting together with friends. I mean, you might already know what this is. On the other side of things, you might have a wedding you're attending in November. So it could be saying you're having a really good time. It's going to be really fun. You could be preparing for guests, possibly. Maybe that's why you're clearing some space. But you've got definitely some like 3 of Cups energy with this Dogs card, or an event that you're going to where you're seeing people maybe you haven't seen in a long time, or a friend, for instance, you get together with a friend and they tell you, hey, I'm engaged, surprise, they're showing you their ring or something like that. So definitely some engagement energy in the month of November. Hopefully it's you. I hope it is. If it is, congratulations. If not, that's still great. It could be someone you really care about, or a friend or something like that, getting proposed to. So that's always fun, exciting news. Definitely an element of news coming in for sure. Good news, okay? So good news, this doesn't always have to do with the other cards. This could just be that November is going to be a month where you get some good news about something, and this could be something you're waiting for. You're kind of like waiting to hear about this thing. It's like, okay, how's this working out? Did they get the job? Am I going to get the job? What's happening with this person in this situation? So you've got some good news, and of course this could be unexpected as well. Some of you that have lost something, this is coming through clearly. Some of you that have lost something, you could find it in the month of November. So if there's something that's gone missing, you might actually find it, and cleaning could be the reason why. You've got the 4-leaf clover, so great good fortune in the month of November. So it could be a lucky month for you in different ways. It could be that a lucky opportunity comes up. Again, I'm getting something about finding something. it could be a good month to kind of carry a good luck charm as well for a certain reason. There could be reason to carry a good luck charm, or that could be something that you're doing. Okay, other themes. There's something that has come to a close for you, whether it's work, a situation. It doesn't feel like a sad close though. It feels like a successful completion. Something has come to its close. The chapter has ended. It's a successful completion or accomplishment of something. And because of this, it's time to move to the next chapter, which can have a little bit of like, not a sadness, but a nostalgia, or like, there's a certain degree of like, oh, and even with this card too, this can sometimes feel like we're leaving something unfulfilling behind, but with the world being there, this could be a few different things. With the world being there, I do feel like something maybe has come to its successful close in November and it's time to kind of move to the next chapter, but there could be kind of a feeling of, oh, I wish I had gotten more time with this part of this, or I wish maybe I had done this a little bit differently. I'm not so much feeling that feeling of unfulfillment that oftentimes comes with this card. It just kind of feels like, okay, it's time. It's time to move to the next chapter, to move on. It could be that you've outgrown a situation. Okay, there could be a situation that you're feeling like you've outgrown, or it's just time. It's just time to keep moving to the new direction. And you have the star here, so this is really nice too. I had to cover the cards because YouTube is weird about art sometimes, but yeah, we've got the star card here, and this too with the Eight of Cups can be about like following your inner guidance. I feel like for some reason I'm getting so much about November for you, Group 1, being a really good month to pursue different ideas. Like you're getting these sort of out of the blue ideas, or solutions might be a better word, solutions that you really want to follow through on. And it is going to be a month of change for you, okay? It's sort of a month of like out with the old, in with the new for you. You're pursuing new things, new ideas, new strategies possibly, and solutions coming up as well with rescue. It could be that you kind of get this sort of idea, the solution for something that maybe it's like stumped you for quite some time. It's like, okay, I don't know what to do with the situation. And then all of a sudden in November, it's like, okay, that's the thing, okay? So lots of movement, lots of change, lots of clearing. Again, that out with the old, in with the new sort of energy seems to be important, okay, for you for the month ahead. Let me see what else I'm getting. Yeah, love is interesting for you because we've got some people, kind of going through this engagement or proposal or wedding or a feeling of like commitment anyways, okay? We don't have to take it so literally, but it could be a feeling of like, okay, yeah, this is the person I'm committing to for sure. But then at the same time, you've got this other situation, and this could be, both of these could apply to you, by the way, okay? So take it how it fits, but this could be the one. So we have some acknowledgement of like, this could be the person, whether it's them saying this or you saying this, or someone in a situation is saying, I feel like this could be my person. This could be the person, but there seems to be like, at the same time, someone running from this. It's like this person is avoiding intimacy, or this person is avoiding getting closer. They're not ready to commit. Maybe this is what's happening. Maybe there's someone who feels like as soon as they start to get close, is when they start to kind of pull away. Okay, now again, I don't read these necessarily all the time exactly as the card states. I kind of like to get more into my intuition, but this says you've already met the romantic partner you seek. So that could be true for you. It could be that like you've met someone and you're thinking, yep, I think this is the person I've been waiting for. And with these cards though, it's like a feeling of someone struggling with this. It could be that I'm kind of feeling, because these two came out together, someone's feeling like they're not enough in the situation. So that could be something that they need to kind of process and deal with. They're feeling frustrated. This is coming down to a lack of confidence and self-sabotage. So someone's like, it's so interesting because like things seem to be going good. And then you might notice someone self-sabotaging. As soon as things are like really comfy, this person starts picking a fight or pulling away, or, so if that's happening to you, unfortunately, this is not something that you can fix. Like, this is something they'll have to deal with or process, or deal with these confidence issues, or possibly jealousy could be at play here. Someone's feeling jealous of maybe your ex, or someone's feeling jealous of someone else in a situation. So because of that, they're pulling away, they're running. So this could be getting sorted out, okay? In the month of November, this could be why it's getting brought up. You do have the star, so the star can be a really good indication, especially like overall in a reading, as one of your main cards of the month, of an improving situation or hope in a situation. So that's really good as well. But I always get it as like guidance, listening to your inner guidance in a situation as well. I see you feeling very inspired in the month of November, feeling like inspired to make change and create new opportunities. Just came in out of nowhere, but like inspired to get moving and take initiative with certain things. And this could be with the cleaning message, possibly what's going on too, taking initiative to get some things done that you've been procrastinating or kind of pushing off. I know I do that. Like, there's been so many projects, and moving actually sort of forced me to get really organized. Like, there were certain things where I thought, okay, I'll sort this out later. I thought, no, now's the time to truly put things away where they belong, to create a system to get yourself really organized. So that could also be what's happening for you. You could be getting finally really organized. Now, I kind of want to read one of the Enchanted Map cards before we move on to your week by week look with the charms. And we still have lots of things to do because we've got to get your letters and numbers. We've got the pendulum, so you can think of a yes or no question. Okay. So I want to read them both. So asking for help isn't easy for many successful people. Interesting. So it's stating like, you might have created a really, sorry, I've just got to adjust my leg here. Sorry, group one. My leg's starting to cramp. Okay, there we go. So it's kind of interesting because this little island or rock actually looks quite tranquil. It looks quite peaceful. So there's something about like, I can't quite pinpoint it. It's almost like, okay, there's something here about like you want to create movement with something or growth with something. You need help with something, but you're almost sort of a little bit fearful about bringing in assistance with something. Does that make sense? If it's for you, you'll know. Okay, so it says, however, that's what you need to do now as you expand your life. So it's time to expand. It's definitely time to expand for you in November. So whatever that is for you, whether it's career, business, something around like a personal project or something, it's time to expand. If you find yourself troubled, you can expect help with whatever issue is at hand now. So yeah, help is definitely on the way in some way. It's up to you whether or not you take it or ask for it. You need only ask and assistance will come your way. So here's the other thing. It is going to be important. If you need help with something in November, it's going to be important to ask, because there could be someone that's noticing, right? They've taken notice of like, I wonder if they need help with that. But they might not feel comfortable offering. They might feel like they're overstepping by offering, especially if it's something like cleaning or something like that. Or it could be something a lot more significant, but it's saying ask, because sometimes people don't want to intrude or offer unsolicited advice or, different things like that. So it's going to be important to ask. And maybe, that sometimes it can be challenging to ask for what we need help with. So the most important support you can expect is from spirit. Get into the right relationship with the divine, and you'll see that many conditions line up as if by magic to provide you with the help you need. Ask and you will receive. There is no need to fear. Safety is a place within. Okay, so interesting. I remember hearing that it's important we ask our guides or angels for help. We have to actually ask, because otherwise they might not intervene. So I always found that really interesting. So lately, when I've been like asking for help with something, I'll really say like, can you help me with this? This is what I need help with. Can you help me figure out this solution to this? Or for example, so that's coming up. So November is the month to ask, whether it's a person that might have a solution or the skills, or it's your spirit guide or a team or loved one, whatever the case may be. When you see the cleaning house card in a reading, it's time to declutter your life. Get rid of some unwanted things in your physical home and release what you no longer want or truly need. Is there any unfinished business you should address? I want to mention too, just pausing there, November is going to be a month to finally close certain chapters, close certain cycles, close certain, like it's a good month to finalize some things. And it's interesting that you're doing it in November, because usually we kind of think of December as the time to kind of close things off, you know? But you seem to be like wrapping some things up in November, which is interesting, okay? There seems to be some closure with certain things. Thoughts, memories, and emotional baggage must be swept out of your house as well. Your conscience must be clear for you to move freely in this world. So I want to mention too, there could be possibly some discussions or some, like if there's been sort of some emotional baggage, there could be some communication in the month of November that helps kind of put something sort of to rest in a sense, like, okay, we can finally move on from this, all right? Another thing that it's talking about is like what I was saying, physical clutter, unwanted things. Like if you're keeping something out of guilt because someone gave it to you for your birthday 7 years ago, but you don't like it or you don't use it, it served its purpose. The person got joy from giving you the gift. You've got joy by receiving it. You've kept it. You know, it's okay to pass things on if you don't want it. Celebrate a spring cleaning and feel the freedom as you make way for much better things. Look at what you've resisted discarding. Look at what you've resisted discarding and be honest about its value. Be honest, clean house. Ooh, so it's really emphasizing being honest. So it could be a month where you really need to be honest with yourself about like what needs to be put behind you, whether it's physical objects, places, relationships, okay? But certain things are coming to a close and you're headed in a new direction. And what I want to say too is I feel like a lot of the changes that are happening for you in November are really exciting. And you seem very like daring, you seem very courageous, you seem very brave. You've got ideas, you've got goals, you've got a vision. And I feel like nothing is stopping you in November. You also seem to be, again, like taking care of those things that maybe you've been kind of like procrastinating or putting off. Like you're sort of in some things maybe kind of coming to your own rescue, coming up with solutions, seeking out solutions and options and different things. So you could actually be your own sort of knight in shining armor in a certain sense. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, we have to get to charms because I'm curious to see, but those are the themes of the month. So let me know. And it was, it's fun when you come back middle of the month, end of the month, and let me know what does and doesn't happen. Because time and time again, it's so interesting. I'll see comments being like, okay, I didn't know what this was, but it's starting to happen, or this just happened and I didn't realize until, I just find that so fun. All right, let's see what we have here. Group 1. Interesting, the lemon was the first charm to pop out. That's kind of cool with the whole cleaning message because lemons can represent fresh starts. I was talking about how in witchcraft you can actually leave lemons out as a method of absorbing any negative energy. But lemons, of course, like the smell, the aroma of lemon is associated with cleaning and cleaning products and freshness. So definitely in the second week, it seems like, whoa, first of all, you've got 2 light bulbs there. Just noticed that. But lemon in the second week, it could be that in the second week is when you really get down to cleaning. You could be watching like cleaning videos. I love watching clean with me videos. I really like that, like housework videos. Or I actually like watching people do like deep extreme cleaning because I find it very motivating, and it really kind of like, I'll actually put it on in the background to help me. So that could be something you're doing as well. You could be getting some new cleaning ideas in the second week, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's get back to the first week before we get there. Libra energy in the first week. This could be a person. You've got it twice. You've got a lot of repeating messages here because look, you've got Libra and you have the scales here. So this could also have to do with the Justice card. And what's interesting, group 1, you and your synchronicities, you've got the word balance here. So balance could be really important to you, specifically in the first week for some reason. You could find that things are coming into balance. You might find that you're craving balance with something. So balance seems to be a major theme in the first week for some reason. It might make more sense as we continue along. You've got the word story and paint. That's making me think of storybooks, painting a story, creative expression of some kind, telling your story possibly. But these two being close together is making me think of like illustrations or a storybook or something like that. You could also be somebody who like does storytelling through arts, crafts, or something like that, like artistic expression. You could be telling a story. You've got the squirrel here. This generally means that you're preparing for something or you're saving for something. So that's interesting too. You might want to watch the second group, I think is the, yeah, second group. If you want, that's a chipmunk, but it's kind of making me think of the second group. But in general, it could just mean that you are saving for something or preparing for something. So that could be what it is. It could be actually telling you to maybe save money or something like that. You could be creating a budget with the balancing messages. Success, money, and happiness. This is like signs pointing in different directions. And I always notice that success and money are pointing one way and happiness is pointing in the other direction. So you could actually be finding that something you're doing isn't necessarily for success or money, it's just because it makes you happy in the first week. You've got an alert coming in. I feel like this is news or something. This could be when the news is coming in, okay? In the first week could be an indication that that is when the news is coming in. Moving on into the second week of November, we've got the cup. The cup could be an offer of love. It could be when the engagement's happening. It could be like cheers to something. It can indicate like Ace of Cups, so there could be some sort of emotional new beginning in the second week. You also have the spoon. This has to do with assistance, so that could be when the rescue card is sort of coming into play here. And we can't ignore these two light bulbs. So the light bulbs represent clarity, ideas, solution, aha moments. It's like Ace of Swords. So I feel like with all of your cards that we saw, the second week is going to be really significant for like coming up with solutions, clearing out the old, out with the old, in with the new sort of energy, new solutions, new ideas that you haven't tried before, new strategies, new methods. So it's really actually exciting because I think the second week you're having a lot of these like clarity moments. You also have the shell. So a lot of, this is like an inward sort of, it could be saying like go inward or listen to your intuition with the cup in regards to something. In the third and fourth weeks, things, just the way the charms fell, things seem to kind of be settling down a little bit. It feels like a lot of the action or the, I guess, work being done is in the first 2 weeks, okay? In the third week, you seem to be kind of like going with the flow with something. You have the sailboat. You have this twice. What is with you and the double messages? I have never seen these twice come out. You know why? Because I didn't realize I had two. I only thought I had one of these. That's interesting. Let me know in the comments what you get from that, because I'm sure you'll get some insight of your own, but like, what the heck? Maybe changing directions with something. Choice, it could represent being at a crossroads, because really it's a sign pointing in different directions. It could represent options. It could represent an option where something's going to make you really happy, but something's going to make you a lot of money, and maybe you're making the choice. You've got a message to go with the flow, though, with that. The sailboat is a message of going with the flow. A change in the wind just came in, change in the wind. Interesting. Week 3 is going to be kind of mysterious. I'm not really sure. Week 4, you have the paper airplane. This could be a message coming in. Paper airplane, I always think of someone writing a note and, you know, throwing the paper airplane at you in class or something. But the airplane, this could represent movement. I just thought of like arrow, something being like swift, moving swiftly, gliding, something gliding. Go for a walk. Sort of like a light, airy energy, something, lots of air energy. Fresh air, go for a walk, get fresh air. You could be incorporating walking more into your month, or in the 4th week specifically. Someone could ask you to go for a walk, and then they propose with the engagement cards. You know, I always like to emphasize, like, this is a general reading, so these themes are here, but in the way that they end up happening is going to be different for everyone, right? Now, for example, you've got the paper airplane. This could literally mean travel with the world. You could be traveling in the 4th week and walking and seeing different sights. Whereas with one person, it's more about a message, or someone wants to go for a walk with you or something like that. Like, so the cards are yours, but how they're going to actually unfold is very personal. So that's kind of the cool thing. Okay, let's get some important dates of the month. Your significant dates of November. You've got November 5th, 8th, and 1st. Also the 18th and the 15th, okay? So those are some important dates for you in November to pay attention to. November 1st, 5th, 8th, 15th, and 18th. So something to keep in mind. Let's get your pendulum. You can think of a yes or no question. I think I left it in the other room. So while I'm doing that, actually, I'll go get it. I'll leave you with the letters for a second. I'll try and find some words too, but November. You've got the word gentle twice. You have so many repeating messages. It's really interesting. You've got saw, time, and two. Let me flip these over for you. I'll go get the pendulum, let you kind of look at these. I got some awesome suggestions in the comments from one specific person talking about like ways to do the letters, and they were completely correct, because I sometimes get like almost obsessed with trying to come up with words, and it kind of takes away from my intuition. They described it as Scrabble mode, and that's exactly what happens, because I go into Scrabble mode trying to find as many words and long words that I can find, and I kind of miss the point. The letters are there for your intuition, right? So the way they fall, you might see a word even without having all of the letters there, or there could be words in different languages. So I really appreciated that comment. If you're watching, thank you so much. I read it, and it actually kind of like gave me a good reset, because I was not paying attention to the right things when doing the letters. So I will still try and find words, but I'm not going to be as like upset if I can't find one, because they also mentioned like sometimes you're not meant to find a word, it's really, that's just how it is. So I'm going to leave you here while I go get my pendulum, because I don't know why I took it out of here in the first place. So think of a yes or no question, but I want to just play with the letters for a second. Okay, let's see. And what's fun too is I've got this, I can kind of rotate it as well. That might be a fun way to, but yeah, you've got lots of words. You've got saw, two, gentle twice, and time. Gentle time. Let me see what I can see. I see robot. Something could have become sort of like robotic or something, or you could actually be using like AI with something. That could be what the rescue thing is. Or like you could be like trying new technology with something in November, because you could be incorporating like some sort of new technology into something you're doing, and it's making it a little more streamlined, a little bit more easy, helping you come up with solutions. That's interesting. Technology does seem important, because I'm seeing robot. My stomach, do you hear that? This is a W, by the way, here. Can't really see it. I see create. Create. I do see you feeling creative, specifically in that first week you had the paint palette and story. I think you're coming up with different ideas. You've got, like, it's a lot about creative ideas. Maybe creative writing or something like that. Story. Some of you could be incorporating story, creative writing, or reading more books or something in November. If there's a book you've been meaning to read, you might be actually picking it up in November. Very interesting. I see home. I see home body. Okay, I'm going to do the pendulum next, and that'll be good for you today. Let me know if this resonates, and please, if you like me or my readings, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have anyone that you want to share this with, please do so as well. I've noticed a lot of people have mentioned they're not getting my notifications. A friend of mine actually messaged me and said, I haven't been getting your notifications. So it would really help if you could subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with someone if you think they'll enjoy this, if you've got people you want to share with. All that really does help me. So think of your yes or no question, group 1. You've got a for sure, so something's for sure. So let me know what you think, group 1. I hope you enjoyed today's reading. We will see you next time. Take care. Hello, group 2. If you chose the preserve card with the cute little chipmunk and the jam jars, then this is your messages for the month of November. So I am very excited to see what is coming in for your month ahead. We're going to start with cards. Then we'll get your week by week look with the charms. We've got letters, numbers for important dates. We've got the pendulum, Lots of info, so let's dive in right away and see what's happening for you in November. Starting with your keyword of the month is opportunities. So unfurl like a fern, even without warm sunlight. Opportunities. Okay, let's see. Group 2. What is happening in November for group 2? Group 2. What's happening in November? Heal the ouch. Goblins. I want one more. I get a lot from these cards. One ring circus. Okay. Group 2. What's happening in November for group 2? Page of Cups. The Goblins card is essentially 8 of Swords. Group 2. Group 2. 10 of Cups. Group 2. The High Priestess. Justice. Okay. And we're going to do love messages today as well, by the way. We've got love messages. So I've got got like this little cute love deck, and then I have romance angels. So let's see what's going on in group 2. Starting with some tea leaves. Group 2, what's happening? Okay. Not starting with tea leaves. I meant finishing with tea leaves. Okay. So a lot going on here. Oh my. Okay. So you're disappointed in someone and it's telling you to control your anger. So we're going to find out what that is about. Pay attention to your finances. You've got honor and respect will come to you. And excitement. I want a couple more. Group 2. Anything else happening that we need to know in November? A meeting with a stranger in November could be important, and a path with money is waiting for you to find it. Now let's get a couple love messages. What's happening in love and relationships in the month of November? Got some separation. And of course, don't force the messages. If it doesn't feel like it's for you, it might not be. Let's see what else is going on. November, what is happening in November with love and the dragonfly. Clock, healthy choices. Okay, so there's definitely a message coming through here. It's very clear, and I will tell you what it is in just a moment. Let me just cross my leg here. Okay, so November, lots of things going on. Now, if you know me, I like to kind of focus on the challenging cards first to get them out of the way, and then we can focus on some of the fun things that are happening, because you do have a lot of, despite being disappointed in somebody, you have a lot of emotional fulfillment. You've got lots about opportunities. You have a lot about like possible money opportunities being available to you. Okay, so you've got excitement. You've got a significant meeting with a stranger. So there's lots of fun things happening in your month. But let's kind of start with this challenging situation. Now, this might not necessarily be romantic, but either way, you're giving something time, or you're craving, and it might not mean like separation. I want to just say it might not mean you're getting separated from someone. It might not mean divorce. Okay. We have other cards that usually, really make that clear. I'm not really seeing that here. What I am seeing, however, just like this card says, time apart from your partner or this friend or whatever this is on the horizon. And this seems to be a healthy choice for you. And it could mean simply that you need more time or just some time to do your own thing. Okay. And again, if this doesn't resonate, don't force the message. Don't try to make it fit into a situation if it doesn't feel right. This is for somebody. Okay. But you've got disappointment in a friend or lover, and it's saying control your anger in the situation. It's not saying don't be angry. It's just saying control your anger when this happens, and a step back might be the key to what you need, okay? It could be an ongoing disappointment, I want to mention. It might not be one big thing, so don't let it panic you. It could be that like, okay, this has been something that I have felt for a long time and I just need some time. Takes time, in time cycles, time to heal, progress. So this time apart in a certain circumstance could actually be something that's good for your progress, or even potentially the relationship's progress. But there's definitely a feeling of separation. Now, also, I want to mention this might not be because the two of you are taking time apart. One of you could be traveling, one of you could be away for work, lots of different reasons why we might be separated from someone. But I will say, whether this is connected to this situation or not, it does seem like time to yourself seems to be the perfect thing in November. Maybe you're in a relationship or at the kind of beginning of a relationship, and you find in November you're just kind of just wanting some more time to yourself. You know, it might not be anything dramatic. It could just be that that's a healthy choice for you, right? You're wanting more time for self-care, self-love. Maybe right now, time to yourself is what's going to make you happy. So take it, you know, the way that it resonates for you. Be lighthearted, finding out things coming to life, adapt, change, and heal. You know, you could have found something out about someone. It might not be a deal breaker, but you might need some time to process it. You know, something like that could be happening. So again, these two situations could be connected. All of these cards, just because I pulled separate love cards doesn't mean that any of these don't have to do with it. I'm just reading the messages that come through, but it could be that someone does piss you off and you need some time, okay? So keep that in mind, and that's okay. If you need that time, that's perfectly fine. But you do seem disappointed, and I'm getting a distinct message that this isn't like a new thing. I don't think that something's going to happen suddenly in November that you're angry at. I think it's a buildup. I think it's a slow burn, okay? It's my feeling. I could be wrong, but that's my feeling. And I think it's maybe something you haven't said something about for a long time, and it just kind of builds to the point of like, okay, and then you have this kind of blow up moment. And that's not good either. I mean, I used to be in a relationship where I remember saying to my therapist, like, we never fight ever. We hardly ever fight. And she's like, well, that's not necessarily a good thing, you know, because, and we would bottle things up. We wouldn't talk about it. We would just push it aside. Neither of us liked conflict. So it was very much like, we'll deal with it later. So that when we did fight, it always felt like a volcano of all these issues that we both had been, pent up. So that's the thing I'm getting here, is that there may be like something you've been disappointed with, and it's going to build to this like point where one thing sets you off and it's like, oh my gosh, I told you, like, whatever the situation is. But so it could be a good indication to be open right now in a relationship to kind of like talk about it, okay? If that's the case. Now, a couple of other things. So I wanted to kind of get that out of the way. That's, from what I can see, the most complicated thing. I will say this is a good indication too with Heal the Ouch, that this is going to be a good month for healing in a certain way, whether that be the relationship or just you yourself with this time. This time might be healing. You might find that November for you is a good month to do those things that just make you feel super good, and maybe it's a good time to spend with family. If this is a romantic relationship, maybe it's a good time to connect to friends or other relationships for the time being. Okay, there could be an opportunity there. But Heal the Ouch, this is just indicating that November for you is going to be a month of healing. This card actually also talks about you being a healer, so this could resonate for you as well. You could be in some sort of healing career, and this could be kind of the focus. If that is the case, maybe you're taking nursing or something. There could be some opportunities coming up in November to do with your healing career. But yeah, a lot of healing energy. It could indicate that November for you is going to be healing in some way. It's going to be a good time to focus on healing, maybe, whatever that may be for you. Maybe seeking out something that will be healing to you. Maybe you have like a sore foot and you go to the doctor in November and figure out what's been going on, like something like that. So this could be lots of different things, but it's just indicating that November for you could be a month. And this feels more emotional, I want to say, right? Because it could be a month that, like, if this gets discussed, it's a good month to kind of heal through this. Okay, so that could be what's going on. Now, where else do I want to look? Okay, I want to get there in a second, but I actually want to focus on the card you chose. Now, not always, but sometimes I find there's a connection with the card on the top, the one you chose. Now, subconsciously or consciously, you chose this for a reason. Maybe it's because you always choose group 2. Maybe it's because you like chipmunks or you like jam. Maybe you just bought some jam, so this card caught your attention. But for whatever reason, security, forethought, and thrift is important. So pay attention to your finances. This could be indicating that November for you is a good month to be thrifty, to pay attention, to not go out and quickly spend on like the first option is oftentimes what I find comes up with this. So if you need something, maybe is there a different way to get that? Instead of buying a ladder, can you borrow one? Instead of, is there a thrifty way to do something? Also, you do have money path, which we'll get to, but maybe if there's an influx in money, it could be saying save it. Save it for something in the future. It's just saying pay attention. So it could be a month to be extra frugal, or even something like with the jam, it's making me think with preserve of like meal planning or something like that. I don't know, whatever this is for you, but you do seem to be saving for later, or it's asking you to kind of think about that. Maybe there's something fun coming up that you want to do, an opportunity. That's the keyword of the month. So an opportunity could come up 2 months into the future that's saying, hey, you might want to set a little bit aside now. Even like $20 per check might be a good thing, right? So that is coming through. It's asking you to have forethought about something and pay attention to your finances in some way. Also with the Justice card, this could also have to do with like balance, in general, right? The key of your month could have a lot to do with balance, but it could have to do with like balancing finances or something like that in a certain way, okay? So that could be coming up. Now, your tarot cards, let's just go there now since I addressed that Justice card. You've got 10 of Cups. So this is a really positive sign for your month, group 2, of emotional fulfillment. So like I said, despite this situation going on, this could mean that this situation does get healed. You do, finally something gets worked out or discussed. You could be holding resentment about something and finally it gets talked about and worked on and worked through. So that could be a really good thing with Heal the Ouch and this Lightning card and the Flute card. So if there's been something that's been like an ongoing issue in a relationship, friendship, or something like that, could be the month where this finally gets worked out, or you finally kind of share what's been going on with you. Okay. But yeah, just a general feeling of emotional fulfillment. This can be like the happily ever after card. I'm getting that you're spending a lot of time with family in the month. This is coming through rather strongly. So there could be an opportunity to spend with family, or connect with an old friend or something like that. Or possibly make new relationships with Page of Cups. There could be potential for new friendships, relationships in general in the month. But overall, a feeling of fulfillment. I'm really getting like family, like something happening with family in the month. I'm seeing something in November. I'm getting that feeling of like duality with the High Priestess and even the Justice card. You seem to be seeing both sides of something in November, so that could actually connect to this situation. It doesn't have to. But I'm noticing that you're seeing something, you're seeing like the duality. It's not this or that. Like you're seeing both sides of something. Something isn't so cut and dry, okay? There's an element of like seeing something or seeing both sides of something is coming through very clearly, and I don't know what it is, but maybe you'll find out when it happens. But yeah, it's like a feeling of duality. It's not this or that. It's not this way or this way necessarily. Like there's a feeling of fairness or balance coming through. Also, with the Justice card, what we were getting, it could be that you feel like something's fairly resolved in the month ahead in November. Something's finally sort of resolved, or a decision is made possibly, or you've made a decision about something. But with Heal the Ouch, the Justice card, everything we have here, like about this argument or something, and then the Page of Cups, it does feel like a fresh start in a relationship of some kind. You're very in tune with your emotions and intuition in the month of November. I think you might be very sensitive. We have times, like I'm sensitive a lot of the time. I'm a sensitive person. I'm a water sign. I'm a Scorpio. I'm an October Scorpio, even more sensitive. But, it could be a month where you're very in tune with your emotions, your intuition. But on the same side of that, you're also in tune with your creativity and also the magical side of things too. Could also be at play here. But yeah, you seem very in tune with your creativity and your emotions and that side of things. So it could just be kind of a sensitive month for you. You might find that things you might take things a little bit more personally, or you're just feeling things a little bit more than maybe you ordinarily do, which can happen. Maybe it just means that you're just feeling a little bit more in tune with that side of yourself. You're less closed off, or you're at least more aware of your emotions, could be what's going on. Now, I might want to read one of these cards. I really am enjoying this deck, but I want to just quickly address the Goblins card. So in November, this card, I read it actually earlier, but this card is very similar to like Eight of Swords. It represents those ideas and limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves that are kind of like little goblins that like pop in right when we're like pursuing an opportunity or making a decision or really excited about something. And they kind of like, well, they say those things, you know, those things that we say to ourselves that kind of keep us from pursuing things or being excited about things or taking up an opportunity that pops up, that kind of thing. So Goblins card, this is just being aware that these aren't real, okay? These things that we say to ourselves, these limiting beliefs aren't real. It's an illusion. Okay, so that's what this card is about. You could kind of be aware of that, kind of seeing something for what it is and kind of realizing that you don't need this. You don't need that kind of energy, I guess, in your life. I might read this one to you too, but I do want to read One Ring Circus in a second because I haven't seen that card in a long time. A path with money for you is waiting to find it. I can't help but think that this has to do with the opportunities card. So I do feel like some sort of decision that you're making while you can't see it now could lead to money. A creative opportunity coming along could lead to some sort of increase in money or opportunity or something like that, but a path with money is waiting for you to find it. I always like with this card, I like to kind of emphasize waiting for you. So there's no need to feel like, oh no, I'm missing my opportunities. There's going to be plenty of opportunities. So just know it's waiting for you to find it in your own time. Don't feel like you're running out of time to pursue something or something like that. Okay, it's waiting for you to find it. This idea of like, I need to rush and get there, it might be a little bit of an illusion. So a path with money is waiting for you to find it. Also, this could actually be talking about this thrift thing. It could be with pay attention to your finances. It could be like, if you have a financial goal, it can be reached, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take some persistence, some dedication, some diligence to get there, okay? So if you have a savings goal or something, you can get it, but you need to stick with it and kind of stay on this path that you're on towards this, all right? A meeting with a stranger could be important. I don't know if I already addressed it. I think I did, but it does seem exciting. It seems like something fun. It could be like you meet someone and then they're like, hey, like I'm going to this craft show or something. You should come, or something like that. Like it doesn't have to be anything huge, but it does seem exciting. So you seem excited about something, or it's saying a meeting with somebody in the month of November could have, like, it could connect to this money path. It could mean that, in the future, a few months into the future, you bump into this person again and they introduce you to someone, you get a job from that introduction, or, something like that. You've got honor and respect will come to you. I feel like there's somebody who, oh wow, this just came through like very clearly. Someone's going to really respect you for the way you're handling a certain situation fairly, okay? That's simply how the message is coming through, but you're handling a certain situation fairly. It's also wanting for you to look at a situation honestly. And maybe that's why the duality message is coming through, because there could be a situation where you're looking at it completely from one side of things. It could be important. That's why maybe it's saying take a step back to look at maybe someone else's side of something, okay? So it might not be this way or that way. Usually it's somewhere in the middle, oftentimes. Not always, but oftentimes. So it could be that possibly that's what's happening, okay? Honor and respect will come to you. This could also have to do with this opportunity. Someone who respects you could introduce you to someone that, that gets you a certain job or something, or leads you to some sort of opportunity or something like that. So there could be an opportunity or something exciting coming from respect, that someone respects, like honor and respect that someone has for you. Someone thinks very highly of you or your abilities or your skills. I'm seeing lots of love and care around you, like, or possibly someone that like wants to like take good care of you. In November, this message came through fairly recently, but someone wants to like extend some care to you. So someone might do something very caring for you, like buy you flowers or give you a gift, or just do something that shows that they care about you in November. You might notice that, or something could happen. There's something you seem to be excited to do independently. And that, like, I want to get to this one ring circus. 1 second. Because one ring is making me think of like a singular situation. Okay. Okay, it says you are capable and competent. Okay, look at this. Independence is key now as you step into your journey today. Maybe that's why this separation message is coming through. Like, you seem very independent and almost secretive. Like, there's a certain feeling of like feeling a little bit like secretive about what you're working on, maybe. Others may not have the vision or resources that you need. Recognize that all the wisdom you've acquired along the way makes you particularly competent, capable of moving forward with assurance. Self-reliance is important. Interesting. Another aspect to consider is creating and maintaining clear boundaries between you and another. I think that's where this is coming through. It says, be discerning about be discerning about your partnerships at this time. When you know who you are, you have a healthy sense of where you end and others begin. You're able to enter into the best kind of relationships and will attract people who mirror back your wholeness. Okay, so yeah, you seem to be setting some firm boundaries with something, and also at the same time, like, you're setting boundaries in relationships, but you're also, it just talked about like meeting people. So you're meeting someone possibly, or connecting with someone who's going to mirror back something to you. How did it say that? You're able to enter into the best kind of relationships. It says interdependent relationships are always mutually supportive, stimulating, and transformative. You can achieve anything at this time. Okay, so I wonder if this connects to the Goblins card, because there could be something that previously you thought like, oh, I can't do this. I don't have the skills to do this. It's saying, yes, you can. Like, you are fully competent and capable to get something going on your own, or to pursue this opportunity. And I like how it says unfurl like a fern even without warm sunlight. So you seem to be pursuing an opportunity even if you might lack confidence with something in particular. So you seem to be like really feeling very independent. Also, One Ring Circus is making me think you're avoiding chaos and drama in the month ahead in November. I feel like you're not wanting a lot of chaos or dramatic situations around you. If there's someone who's been bringing a lot of chaos or drama into your life, you seem to be setting some sort of boundary with that. You could also be healing from something that has been previously kind of dramatic or chaotic in your own life. You seem to be craving quiet, separation, quiet, time to yourself. That doesn't mean you're cutting people out, though, because you've got meeting with a stranger could be important. So you're open, I guess, to the right relationships, I guess is the best way to put it. But you're really listening to your intuition about what you need. Because it is so interesting. I was seeing something about like time with family, or something like a very loving relationship, or a feeling of contentment in a certain relationship. So maybe it's just that your relationships are feeling overall more healthy and balanced in the month. That could definitely be what's happening. But you do seem to be craving a lot of independent time, or time to yourself as well, specifically in a potential romantic relationship. And group 2, keep in mind, have fun with these messages too. You might see something that I've missed, or there could be a connection that really makes sense too. For example, thrift and excitement. You might find something super exciting at a thrift store this month that you've been looking for a long time, or, something like that. So like, have a lot of fun with the messages. With the Justice card and the Opportunities card, you could be signing some sort of contract for something that is going to, build your finances in the future, or something like that. So have fun with the messages. I'm just reading what's coming through intuitively, but it's going to resonate for everyone differently, right? So feel free to read along with me. If there's anything you get that I maybe missed, feel free to, write down that message below, or take it how it fits. But yeah, it's interesting. You could be like opening up a savings account or something. Okay. It could be like opening up some sort of savings account. You seem to feel better about an emotional situation, just more clear about something. And I think it's because you're making healthy choices for yourself. It's interesting too, things coming to light with the High Priestess. It's almost like Oh, wow. Something else just came in. Okay, so something you might find like there's justice in a certain situation that you knew. Like you knew, you had a feeling, your intuition was telling you about something, and then you find out like, yep, I was right. I was correct about this. Or there's something getting resolved. Okay, something's being made right, possibly, or something's coming to light in the month that you're going to see. Very interesting. There's also something maybe you chose to not get involved with. I think you're going to be very happy that you made that decision. I'm getting a message to tell somebody that someone said something mean that kind of caused you to doubt yourself. I think you're feeling sort of healed from that. Oh, look at that. Just notice the boundaries. Not that, again, just going back to what I was saying, it's not like we heal. It's like, okay, I won't have hurt feelings about that, but maybe you're understanding why they said it better, or you're realizing it really had nothing to do with you. But anyways, look at this beaver. There's something about boundaries, emotional boundaries, maybe. Maybe you're just being more protective. Oh, interesting. Reading group 2. So let me know if any of this is making sense for you. Interesting. Heal the ouch. I wonder. Someone like, I'm wondering if someone's getting like a care package or something. Just noticing the jams, like a care package or a gift basket or something. Or you're finding like food very healing, like you're interested in learning about that maybe. You know, just as like a compliment to something, like you're eating very like healing foods or something. Interesting. Oh my gosh, I feel like I could go forever in your reading, so I'll have to move to charms now. But let's see what the charms say. You seem to be prioritizing your sleep in the first week, group 1. So your sleep could be very important to you. Getting some rest is very important to you. Okay, let's see. You've got some sort of ticket that seems important in the first week. There could be a concert you're attending. So I want to just keep these close at hand in case I need to reference them. That could be what the opportunity is. That could be an opportunity to go to a concert or an opportunity. This makes me think of like a limited number of availability with something. Like you're getting some sort of like special opportunity. You got thumbs up, so there's a connection to social media possibly. This can generally just mean like the go-ahead for something, or you're getting encouragement. You've got sleep, so rest. Maybe this has to do with the self-care message that we got. Where'd that go? Healthy choices. Okay, so one of these healthy choices for you could mean prioritizing rest or sleep. This for some person, by the way, could mean that you and your partner decide to sleep in separate beds. Like it doesn't always have to be something super dramatic, right? So have fun with these readings. It could mean that you and your partner think, you know what, we sleep miserably together. You move a lot, I snore, let's just get separate beds. Literally, even for the month, like something like that, right? Okay, so keep that in mind. You've got the little notebook here. This generally means like you're taking notes, you're learning, you're observing something, possibly, or you're making notes in regards to something. You could be really interested in writing something or journaling, possibly. Journaling's coming through strongly. You've got the gumball machine. This is generally something returning to you, or something like you've put something in, you're getting something back. So there's definitely with the Justice card, maybe a feeling of like karma. In this reading, possibly because it's on the notebook, it could be about information coming back to you, possibly because you also have in the second week, you have the shovel. This could be about digging for information. This can also just be about digging deep, looking beneath the surface with the High Priestess, certainly. You have the candle here. This is the wand part of me. I think this is the wand. Let me just think for a second. I believe it's the candle. So the candle illumination. So when your illusion card talked about something coming to light, something could be coming to light. Also, the clear heart can have to do with like clear intentions, making your intentions clear, somebody making their intentions clear. Healed heart with the healing message for sure. Vulnerability, maybe. Very honest in regards to emotions. You could be feeling very honest in regards to your emotions in the second week. Someone could make their feelings known with illumination, the candle, and the clear heart. Someone's being very clear about their feelings. You've got, in the third week, the owl. This has to do with wisdom, knowledge, information, research, education. You also have the gummy bear. So this gummy bear charm is making me think of the One Ring Circus card. I feel like you're finding, this won't resonate for everyone, but I feel like someone's finding someone too clingy or something like that. This sometimes encourages us to stick together though, so take it how it fits. It could be like a family function or something. I was getting that kind of earlier, so. Overall, I think there's just a feeling of like you're sticking with the right people. Like that was the feeling, because you've got like a lot about independence, feeling more independent from a relationship or taking time or separation from a relationship. But then also at the same time, you've got actually a feeling of like a lot of emotional fulfillment and relationship fulfillment and making healthy choices for yourself, feeling happier with something in general. So I think the right relationships seem to be flourishing. You've got the mask. This could simply mean that in the third week of November, you're feeling a little bit more, again, like secretive with the High Priestess, a little bit more, like there could be something about secret knowledge or knowledge you're keeping secret or hidden, disguise, something like that. You've got in the fourth week Virgo energy, so there could be a Virgo who's sort of at the forefront of your life or like a main character. You've got truth. Okay, so yeah, a lot about like a truth in regards to a Virgo possibly. You could find something coming to light about a Virgo. You've got some sort of family event. There it is, I think in the fourth week. Third or fourth week seems to be like a family event. You're being asked to pay attention to like, what are you distorting yourself or like bending, being too flexible and like kind of trying to fit what someone else wants you to be in the fourth week. You might have to stand your ground with something in November. Interesting. Let's get some important dates of the month. November 13th and November 1st seem very important for some reason. You might want to write those dates down. Let's get you your letters and then we'll do the pendulum. So I was saying to group 1, I'm doing letters a little bit differently because someone had left a very helpful comment saying how it's really easy to kind of go into Scrabble mode when doing letters for this purpose. And that's not what I want to do. I'm not just trying to find every word, right? Because, you know, it's more about listening to your intuition, seeing what you can see, the way that they fall. Maybe there's a word in a different language. Maybe there's something you notice. I've always said too, like there's been times where I see a word, I don't even have every letter. So that's really what I'm wanting to pay attention to, because I think when I think too literally about the letters, that's when I get stumped and I feel kind of like stuck. So I'm just going to look at the letters and you can see what you see. If you see anything, let me know. There's always great suggestions in the comments. I see sit, I see bird. I'll let you take a screenshot or pause now if you want to just look at them as they are. You've got the words took and as. And this here is a W. If you haven't thought of a yes or no question for the month of November, you can do so now as well. Pause if you need to. I see hot. It could be hot weather. You could be feeling very hot in November. I see jealous. Someone could be feeling very jealous. This could be why this argument happened. Someone's jealousies. I see tight. I see bird. Eastern Standard Time. Reminder, something about a reminder, someone giving you a reminder. Let me know what you see, group 2, and we'll do your pendulum next. And yeah, if you enjoy me or my readings, definitely don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for hitting the like and subscribe button. And you can also check out more of my readings if you enjoy me and you want to support the channel on my Patreon if you like, or on my memberships on YouTube. Both of those are linked below. So you can think of your question, pause if you need some time. Got a yes? So that is your reading for November, group 2. A lot going on, a lot of messages today. I felt like I could have kept going too, but otherwise this would be an hour long, but so much happening. If you're waiting for an answer for something, you could likely get it in November, okay? There could be an answer, something finalized or completed that you've been waiting for. You've been kind of waiting for information on things coming to light. So information, getting confirmation on something, like so many things. I feel like I could keep going, but yeah, let me know what you think if any of those messages resonated, and we will see you next time. Hello, group 3. If you chose the Harvest card, then this is your messages for the month of November. And we are going to get tons of information. We're going to start with cards, but stay tuned for the end because we're going to go week by week with the charms. We've got the pendulum, so you can think of a yes or no question. We've got the numbers, so we'll get important dates and letters, of course. So let's start with the cards, and we'll see what's happening. So surprises. So this is like the key word of the month. So that means surprises is a pretty important part of November for you. It says, under the most ordinary stone is an undisturbed garden. So that's making me think of something that you're uncovering, a surprise that you're uncovering, or something you're going to be surprised was there all along. Or something you're stumbling upon. Let's see, we'll get all of your cards first. I'm also going to pull some love cards today as well. So group 2, what's happening in November? Stuck in the mud, okay. And movement. Okay, well that's a really good sign right there, because you've got solitude on the bottom. Okay, interesting. Something's coming through for that as well. But first, let me look at this. This is too cool. The 24th, 28th might be important, or these numbers could be important. But so you've got stuck in the mud. Now, this card sort of encourages us to, when we're feeling stuck, sometimes there's a reason why we're stuck. Okay, I might read this one to you, but it definitely encourages us to sometimes pause where we are, because sometimes when we're trying to like force something that isn't meant to be, we end up feeling even more stuck, okay? So stuck in the mud can indicate that you're feeling stuck currently, or there's going to be certain points in the month where you're feeling stuck, but then we have movement. So there is movement happening, so I'm really excited to kind of get into what's going on with that. Let's get you your tarot. Group 3. What's happening in November, group 3? Knight of Wands, speaking of movement. Group 3. 6 of Swords, speaking of more movement, and this one's popping out too, the Star. Okay, very interesting. Got King of Swords on the bottom. You do seem there's sort of a feeling of like independence coming through in the month. It's not like the main focal point, but it's sort of like an undertone. There's also a message coming through that I'm getting is like, this is very specific and kind of random, but there's something about the nighttime being very important to you, or a time when you're very productive, or you sort of like come alive at night is coming through. So that's interesting. You might know what that is. I mean, I know I go through phases where like I'm in bed by 10 o'clock, 9:30, sometimes earlier. And then I'll have periods of time where like I'm working into the wee hours of the morning. Because actually when I started my channel, I used to do readings at like 1 a.m. And at that point I didn't care when I posted either. So I would post, like I would film and post and have it up by 2 a.m. and be asleep. So it's telling me, for some reason I'm getting the feeling like at nighttime, you're really going to be very productive, or you're going to see lots of progress with something you're doing at night. Okay, now that might not resonate for you. If you like to go to bed early, don't just stay up because I got that message, but you might find you're staying up later, or there's something about the nighttime. Okay, And partially it's just the feeling of quiet that I'm picking up on. Like you sort of enjoy feeling like it's your time. It feels like the world has kind of gone to sleep almost. Things just seem quiet, and that's your time to kind of just have some solitude, some time to yourself. So that's partially what's coming through. Okay, group 3, what's happening in November? Harp, great happiness. Dog barking, advice from a friend. This dog keeps popping up. So you could be getting some advice from a friend. Whether or not it's useful, we'll have to see. But the goldfish was there on the bottom. Okay, let's see. Discord among friends and family. And you've got a change for the better. That's good to see with the butterfly. Group 3, anything else we need to know about November? Anything else happening in November? There we go. A distant friend is thinking of you. And forest, muddled, unclear thinking. Okay. So, I'll go get your love messages first, then we'll dive in. But I'm kind of, my feeling is this advice is helpful advice. It's something to consider. It might offer some guidance, okay? Because I'm noticing this little bird here on the elephant. So I do feel like, maybe I'll pull a clarifier, but and even the 6 of Swords, because the 6 of Swords, this could be the person giving you some guidance or advice or helping you in a situation. So I do feel like there is some guidance or advice from a friend. We've been getting this message constantly lately. I don't know what's been going on, but it's going to be important to not dismiss it too quickly. It doesn't mean you have to take it exactly what they're saying or do it exactly how they say, but there could be a piece of advice or some wisdom that someone is sharing that could help get you unstuck, essentially, okay? So group 3, what's happening in love and relationships? Group 3, what's happening in love and relationships? Attraction, okay. My stomach's growling. Okay, group 3, what's happening in love and relationships? Seduction, wow. Date, okay. Hand of cards, okay. I find this deck, and all of my decks that I use, by the way, are always linked below, but this one is like oddly specific and very accurate. Sometimes I don't, like if I'm pulling about a situation with myself, sometimes I'm almost kind of nervous to use them because they really are like brutally honest sometimes. There's some really challenging cards in this deck, which I think sometimes you need that, right? But anyways, I just wanted to share that. That's the Island Time Wellness Love Oracle cards. I don't use them a lot. And by the way, I'll get into your reading, but if you have been wondering where my love readings are, I apologize. It's not that I don't want to do them. It's just I always tend to do my main like staple readings, and I don't do a lot of love readings, but I will. So yeah, anyways. Okay, so let's start with love since I'm on the topic. You've got attraction, seduction, date, hand of cards. Now, if you're not interested in a love reading, feel free to skip past this. This might have to do with other relationships, although I doubt it because this seems pretty romantic, but let's see. You've got attraction, so you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. You've also got seduction, so attraction. Oh, interesting. The word attraction you have twice. So you're possibly feeling very attractive in November. Like, you know those times where we're really kind of like enjoying what we're wearing and our hair and how we look and that kind of thing. So you could be feeling especially attractive, and this could have to do with like someone who's shown interest in you. But flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. Hopefully it's not that, but there's a feeling of like you feeling very seductive, or possibly something that you're finding seductive. You've got date, so meeting someone new, dating, getting back out there, plan, set a date, hand of cards, taking a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, gambling. All right, so my feeling, a couple of options here. I feel like in one situation, someone is feeling like they want to take a risk and ask you out, okay? But there's the only thing that's kind of making me a little bit nervous is the fact that they view it as like we've got third party interference here, and then this like feeling of like, oh, this is a risk, like, because they're obviously attracted to you. So is this person in a relationship is my concern. Might not resonate for everyone, but that's something that I have to say. So there's that, because we've got the word temptation here. So it's like someone who might be in a relationship is finding you very tempting and you know, they've been very flirtatious with you maybe, so just keep that in mind. I'm not telling you what to do, but keep that in mind. You know, so yeah, someone's kind of like, and they might be kind of being strategic as far as like when they talk to you and all of that, but you've definitely got someone's attention. And the thing is, I don't even know if you know it, because you seem to kind of be in your own world. Like there's sort of this feeling of like you're just doing your thing, you're feeling really attractive. Maybe you've been doing more things for yourself recently. Maybe you've come out of a relationship or something, so you've been kind of like working on yourself and kind of just focusing on yourself, and this has got someone's attention. That could definitely be the case. But you've also got dates. So someone is, you could also be meeting someone new in November, or just feeling like getting back out there. Maybe you've had some time to yourself and now you're feeling like, you know what, I kind of want a date. But there is some kind of complicated, oh, I just got a scam text. It's a bank that I don't even bank with, just said alert about your account. So be aware of like scams and things in November, okay? I just have to mention that because that happened. So be aware of scam emails and texts. If you get a text that seems suspicious, don't click on anything without being sure, okay? Just give it a second. Emails, texts, things like that. Okay. But yeah, you've got like, there's a feeling of dating, getting back out there. Someone might want to plan or set a date with you. That kind of thing. Now, we don't have to take every word. This doesn't have to be third party interference. It could just be that someone is super attracted to you. They want to take you on a date, but they have to be strategic with how they ask you, or they feel like they have to be strategic with how they ask you, or something like that. Or that's their plan, is like they're kind of being strategic in the connection. So we could get back to that. I just wanted to quickly mention that. Okay, let's look at the month as a whole, though. You are confused right now, possibly, or there will be some confusion. You've got muddled, unclear thinking, stuck in the mud. Now, this is making me think that there's something, this is making me think of quicksand. How many of you thought quicksand was going to be a much bigger issue in our lives? Because like, I remember seeing quicksand in movies like Jumanji and all these movies and thinking like, oh no, like what if I fall into quicksand? And I have yet to fall into quicksand. Anyways, stuck in the mud, quicksand kind of feeling here. And a lot of times when we're in those situations, like we have the urge to kind of like struggle more in the situation, but it's this card is really about getting yourself sort of collected and calm and observing. Okay, it's wanting you to take a look around. I might read this one to you because I do remember it being interesting. Usually I wait to the end to read, but I feel like reading to you now. So becoming stuck is sometimes the only way to trick yourself into slowing down and looking around you. In fact, this is a sign that you need to shift your focus away from what you're doing and place your attention elsewhere. Struggling will only get you into muddier places. Now is the time to move forward, and you've got movement, but now is not the time to move forward, but to observe. Okay, so now is not the time to move forward, but to observe. So what's interesting is if you follow this advice, like observing might help you notice something that you had missed before, and then creating movement. I just find it so interesting that you've got stuck in the mud. So very much a message about stand still, observe, think, pause, collect and calm, then leading to movement. So we'll find out what that's about. But it says clarity about your circumstances will come a little later. Stop and find the joy in what you've been overlooking. Soon you'll be out of the mud, but for now, be still and know that Spirit has a plan for you. So I think this is a very clear message that if you've been stuck with something, you are coming out of this period of time, okay? Because we have movement in the month of November, Knight of Wands, Six of Swords especially, and the Star. So a situation is improving, but if you're trying to rush the process, it might be prolonging it, okay? So you'll know what that is about. Now, the other thing we have to acknowledge though is it's saying observe. So is there something you've been missing? Because you've been like so focused on one way or so focused on one thing. Is there something you keep missing? Okay, a solution or something. Sorry, I have to uncross my legs. I'm cramping. But yeah, is there something you keep missing? Because too, with surprises, under the most ordinary stone is an undisturbed garden. So there's something about in the month of November, something being quite surprising to you, something that looks very ordinary or very like something in your life that doesn't seem like it has a lot of like potential, or you haven't really even paid attention to it as an option. Like the answer could have been there all along. Like there's something like that. Or something that looks ordinary might actually turn out to be extraordinary in a certain way. Then you have movement. Now let's look at this card. Group 3, your group has such a different energy too. It's a little calmer than the other groups. There's a little less commotion, I would say. The other months had some great things happening too, but it was really busy. It felt very busy. Yours feels a little more, I mean, there's lots happening. You've got lots of happening in love. You've got improvements. Both of these cards, one of the keys are improvements. So good things are happening. I don't want you to feel like the month's going to be boring. Quite the contrary. But it doesn't seem as hectic, I guess, is the word. I don't know why I'm picking up on that. But okay, so movement. Your perspective could change about something. Like, again, something you could get a different vantage point or a different perspective on something. There's also something you're thinking is happening very slowly. You see the snail, but it's on the ostrich. The ostrich is moving, the snail's not. So you could feel like something's sort of moving at a snail's pace, but there's other things happening. Like there's changes in movement happening that you're not even aware of. It's kind of like, I guess, carrying you to something because it's on top of it. Windmill is making me think of change, fluctuation, a change in the wind. What do ostriches represent? You might want to look further into ostriches. Is there something you've been avoiding? Because don't ostriches, like there's that burying your head in the sand sort of expression. Is that accurate? Okay, this is the time for positive momentum as you come out of a period of restriction. Oh my gosh. So period of restriction, you're coming out of a period of restriction in November. You're in a stage of new adventure and discovery, surprises. You may feel compelled to take a trip, change your hair, or move your home or business. Knight of Wands. Regardless, you can't remain where you are anymore. You feel compelled to go forward. No matter what your inquiry, you will see your dreams take form and doors previously shut begin to open as if by magic. Movement is also a state of mind. The fog lifts, so there could be some confusion causing this stuck feeling. Okay, so that could be what's actually causing the movement is lack of confusion, like there's like more clarity. It says, this isn't the time for fear, let go and move forward. So I think this is very clear because this card talked about like observing, pause to observe. I think there's something you may have missed or you will see in November. And the thing is with these movements, I almost said with these movements, with these readings, group 3, is things might make more sense later in the month. I just read a comment from someone watching the October reading thinking, okay, now I know exactly what these things are talking about. So this might make more sense later, right? So feel free to come back and then it might kind of click towards the end of the month. But remember, the Stuck in the Mud card talked about observing, taking a look, not struggling too much or trying to force something. Just pause to observe. And because of that, that might create some movement. Okay, so again, I don't know what this is exactly, but either way, movement is coming. You've got the Knight of Wands. So things are about to speed up. And interestingly, I also like how you could be making movements in other things. So this is talking to me about like this one thing you want to move, this big thing you want to move. But maybe there's other things that you're focusing on instead that is then kind of in turn creating more movement. So it talked about like changing your hair or like going on a trip or something. So maybe there's other things you kind of have to shift your focus to, and then that in turn will kind of create more change. Does that make sense? I feel like if it's for you, you'll know, but yeah, maybe there's something you can do that's kind of adventurous in the month of November, maybe vacation, travel or something like that. Or maybe it is something like trying a new style or something, decorating, but it seems like there's a creative sort of undertone to it or a feeling of like expression or passion or something like that. This too could also be linked to this attraction card. Someone could be feeling like taking a chance, taking a risk, and getting to know you or messaging you, sliding into your DMs, something like that. Someone wants to definitely move things forward with you. It's really up to you though. But again, there's kind of some undertone red flags here that I'm picking up on that I can't quite pinpoint. Knight of Wands in a relationship reading can be fun, could be exciting and very passionate, but not often very like long-lived, like not very secure, I guess. So just keep that in mind if that's what that is indeed talking about. But either way, the main cards of your month. Oh, I've got one more deck I forgot to get. Wanted an extra tarot card from this deck. But either way, you've got lots about movement and improvement. Movement and improvement is two ways I would describe your month for sure, because Knight of Wands, movement, Six of Swords, movement, Six of Swords, improvement, Star, improvement. And hope. I think you're probably feeling more hopeful about something. You could be feeling more creative in the month of November, or you could be feeling like taking some creative chances. I just almost said challenges, but creative chances. You could feel like it's easier to kind of take an idea and make it happen. So you could be taking some risks creatively as well and just feeling generally inspired. You're also a little bit in the spotlight in a certain way in November. You've got someone's attention. Someone's finding you quite seductive and attractive. So you are in a bit of the spotlight in a certain way. So group 3, anything else we need to know? The Emperor. Okay, the Emperor. Wow. Number 4. You could be feeling more stable in the month ahead. This could also represent the person that has their eye on you. Could be a little bit more of a Emperor type energy for sure. There's a badger, a fox, a bear, a deer, and a crow. If any of those animals are relevant to you. You've got lots of animals today. You've got lots of animals. Dog, mice, ostrich, elephant, another dog. All these animals. So interesting. The Horned God, this could also mean that you are feeling... I was seeing that with remember earlier I noticed the King of Swords. I feel like you're feeling very independent, very in charge of a situation as well. You could be taking charge of a situation. You can be feeling a little bit more in control, a little bit more stable in a certain situation. You could be very much in that like masculine energy. In a very like, I'm getting something about feeling very like proactive about something. So that's interesting. This could also be the person who's giving you advice, all right? Let's get back to that for a second. You've got a distant friend is thinking of you. So someone you've maybe had distance with or are literally distant, like live far from, is thinking of you. You're on their mind, okay? They're thinking of you. This could be the same dog giving you advice. This could be 2 different situations. But either way, you've got someone who's thinking of you in November. You're on their mind, so you might hear from them. Again, this distance could be more like emotional distance, someone you've been feeling distant from, or maybe just someone you haven't seen in a long time and they're thinking of you. So you might hear from them in November, or they might be actually traveling to see you. Okay. But yeah, advice from a friend. I mean, there's something clearly like that is confusing and you're feeling stuck on. So I would just, again, be open to this advice or strategy, because someone might kind of be onto something, or they might not. Like you might be like, hey, no, that doesn't, because you've got discord. So there's a feeling of like disagreement. Typically when we see this card though, to me, it represents like multiple people, right? There's disagreements. It's like 5 of Wands, conflict, different ideas kind of clashing. So there could be some conflict with someone, or this conflict, or this confusion, I should say, could be causing some conflict. Okay, you could be feeling confused. This advice could cause some conflict possibly as well. I mean, I think ultimately it's going to be important to follow your own guidance, listen to your own intuition, but sometimes a little bit of direction or navigation doesn't hurt. And I do feel like there is someone kind of like, there's some change coming in that's creating this movement with the butterfly, a change for the better. But it's not going to be a repeat, or it's not going to be like, it's something you hadn't considered. Remember, it's something that you kind of overlooked. You overlooked it, you hadn't considered it, or you were quick to dismiss it. Maybe not, right? Maybe not. You've got determination and hard work. I think this could also connect to your Emperor card. I mean, I'm seeing you work very hard. Maybe it's that you've been working very hard and things have kind of felt stuck. It's like the harder I work on this, the more I get stuck. So maybe it is time to shift your focus on other things like that card talked about, other elements. So let's just say it's a business. Maybe you've been focused on one particular thing for months and you keep feeling more stuck and more stuck. It's like the harder I try, the more stuck I feel. What is going on? Maybe shifting to different types of advertising, maybe shifting to different focuses around the business or something like that could help. You know, something like that's coming through, but you've got a lot about hard work. I think you are taking something very seriously in November, and it's going to feel, I'm getting very like gratifying, or like with harvest, it's going to feel like you're going to be very thankful for this hard work that you've put into something in November. I'm getting to tell you the work's not done that yet though, okay? Because with determination, harvest, you've planted the seeds, you've tended to the garden, you've taken care of these plants, but now you have to harvest it. Now the work comes in to like actually harvest something. So that could also be something you're doing. And I always like to say, have fun with the cards, because some of these could be literal. For example, you could have a garden and it's been like super, like you've produced a lot, and in November, you're getting to like enjoy some of that, you know, or in some way, something like that could be happening, right? So always have fun with the cards. Definitely indications of possible travel, movement, Knight of Wands and Six of Swords. So definite possible travel in the cards for you in November, possibly surprise travel. Okay, so we're keeping our keyword in mind, surprise opportunity to travel, or a surprise guest or something, someone traveling to you. If there's something confusing, again, like give it a little bit of time. It might not be confusing. And also other circumstances may have to kind of happen around this that are not in your control before you can feel more in control. Does that make sense? So like, you could be trying to control a situation or direct a situation where there's way too many elements or other people at play right now. So that could be also what's going on. If there is arguments, there could be good indication of healing here with the Star and the Six of Swords. So if there's been arguments among your family or friend group, this could be a good sign for healing, kind of getting back on track or moving past something maybe, if there's been an argument. Let me see if I'm getting anything else, and then we'll move on to charms. I want to go week by week with the charms, but yeah, it's looking good. I mean, ultimately you've got lots about change for the better. That's a main theme. Movement's a main theme, huge theme. Confusion though is also a main theme. Feeling stuck, trying to force one thing to happen when it's like not meant to happen that way. Like, are you being stubborn about something is also a question, right? I'm a Scorpio, so I get that. I'm stubborn, but it's saying observe. It's like once you notice this, then the movement happens. Maybe take some friends' advice. Don't be too quick to dismiss it. Someone's thinking of you, maybe someone you've got in an argument with, or someone who is arguing with someone else, maybe. Okay, let's look at charms. So that's what I'm getting there. And holy smokes, you're putting off some very, you're putting out lots of intense, attractive energy. Like lots of people are noticing you. Like they want to know more about you. They want to get to know you. So, and maybe it is too that you're like, I was feeling like maybe you're doing something with your hair or outfits or something like that. Like doing things that make you feel attractive, like something, whatever that is for you, right? You're doing something that makes you feel attractive. Fun though, very cool. Okay, let's look at your charms. All right, so this distant friend that is thinking of you, or this advice is happening in week 4. I can tell you that right now. Let's start at the first week though and see what's going on. Let me keep these close. All right, so the good news is I think this movement is happening early on in the month for the most part, but there is still a refusal to like let go of something. The way this was supposed to happen, the way this was, I thought it was going to happen, something like that. Or, yeah, because there's like a feeling of holding on to something. You've got a book here. So this is a good indication of like education or knowledge, some information coming in, okay? So you could be learning something in the first week. You've got the parrot, so this is usually about communication. Parrots also caution us against gossip. Because you have the book and the bird, it could be saying being cautious about gossiping about information that you learn, okay? So if you hear something, just be cautious about gossip right now. Okay, you could hear some surprising information. All right, you've got, this could also be, on the other side of things, someone repeating some information that they've learned to you. You've got the bag of money, which is really good. This could just mean like an increase in finances, a windfall or something like that, or it could just mean you're paying attention to your finances in the first week. You've got the world. If there's travel happening, I feel like it could be happening in the first week. But the world also indicates a closure of some kind, an end of a chapter. This can also have to do with like different places in the world, discovery, different things like that. Learning, lots about learning. So it could be something happening there. You've got a tantalizing prospect will come your way. You've got the mask. It's making me think of like secret crushes. You've got the pretzel and go for a walk. That was kind of in between 2 and 4. So it could just mean that you're walking more in the month, or someone asks you to go for a walk, or that's just something you're enjoying. You've also got the pretzel. Now always have fun with the charms. The pretzel could literally turn out to be someone gives you a pretzel in the second week. So like have fun with it. But this usually makes me think of feeling twisted. Can also talk about meeting again or different twists and turns that happen. So there could be something like that. But a tantalizing prospect will come your way in the second week. It may be disguised as something else though, okay? The mask could also represent someone hiding, like secret crush, something like that. It's generally a feeling of like disguise. You've got the lemon. So when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. You could be making the best out of a situation. It's also a message of like cleansing. It can be a very cleansing message. You've got a key. This is a really good sign for any month ahead or week ahead. It indicates answers or solutions. So if there is a solution coming in, it could be coming in within the third week. You've got the pentacle energy. So that is, associated with the pentacles in tarot. It could be like a wish you're making. This is like a little stone oracle set that I got. So I wanted to add it to my charms. I really liked it. But this could be like a wish you're making, a possession, something that you're wanting that you receive. Again, linking to week 1, it could be that you're paying attention to finances. Definitely feeling of like maybe a bit of a windfall of some kind coming in with harvest. Interesting. 1 second. Okay, group 2, so I just went to go get something and I dropped everything. Like all of my cards, I dropped some of the letters, my protein shake. So there's definitely something about like, be thoughtful in the month. Okay, 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, group 3, sorry. I feel like everything knocking over could have to do with like just being cautious, being aware of your surroundings. Thinking before you act, like not being too impulsive, because that energy is definitely present. But okay, so the pentagram, desires and goal setting is what this has to do with. So you could be setting lots of goals with believe in yourself here, and the key, you could feel very like capable of reaching a certain goal. Now, typically you would cast these crystals onto like this little casting board, and the possible meanings for it, depending on where it landed. Okay, so I'll just read these and we'll know which one it is. You will be decidedly pleased with the final result. So that's a possibility. You could be very pleased with the results of something. It says your desire is within reach, but requires more focus, okay? And outside forces are in the driver's seat now, which I think this is what is going on. That's kind of what I was talking about, especially with this ostrich image. And you'll need to approach your goal from another angle. I think that's what it is, okay? Because that's kind of what we were getting. So there could be a need to approach an angle or approach a goal from a new angle. You've got the baseball glove. This is, to me, about paying attention. Again, paying attention, being aware, heads up, being prepared to catch something that is delivered to you or receive something. You've got, also, I'm getting something about back and forth. You've got the B. This can be about hard work. It can also be like a hornet message. Someone could say something that stings with the mice card. You've got the 5th of November being mentioned here, or 5 could be important. You've also got the message coming in the 4th week, so some communication that's important in the 4th week. Go for a walk, we already talked about that one there. You've got the champagne bottle. This can be about something to celebrate. I always imagine someone like popping a bottle of champagne. There could be something to celebrate in the 4th week, or something you're attending where they'll be serving champagne or something like that. But yeah, it makes me think of achievements and things like that, something to celebrate. It could be like an invitation. Okay, with the speech bubble. Let's get some more dates as well. Dates of the month. You've got November 4th, 5th, and 2nd as significant dates to you, or dates you might want to write down, dates of importance. Also the 24th and 25th. So November 2nd, 4th, 5th, 24th, 25th. Those numbers could also mean other things for you, but very interesting, group 3. Let's get you some letters and the pendulum. Yeah, I dropped like my protein shake and a bunch of things, so. If you keep getting stuck with one way of doing something, it might be time to look at it again. Okay. So I was telling the other 2 groups, I had a suggestion in the comments that I really, really loved. So thank you to the person who wrote this, but it talked about like sort of when I'm doing the letters, it's easy to go into like Scrabble mode, which I've definitely been doing. It's almost like I'm looking at the letters too literally. I'm trying to come up with as many words as possible and the longest words possible. That's not really the point of this. I love when you leave suggestions in the comments about what words you see. I think that can be very helpful. But for me, when I'm doing the messages, I think it's more important that I soften my focus and just look. I see boring. Okay, I see some. So I'm just going to kind of look at what I see in the way that they fall. I see a sweet mom. I see, like, so you see what I mean? And you can kind of like rotate it, especially because it's on this right now. But so that's how I'm going to approach it for right now. And if you want to pause, by the way, and look at the letters as they are right now, feel free before I get in the way. But yeah, thank you to the person who wrote that. I see the word first. I see ATM. I see blog. Sir. First, I think I mentioned first. Reins, like taking the reins. It's amazing, that comment, because I used to be like obsessed with finding words and oftentimes I wouldn't, and then doing it this way really helped. It helped me kind of focus more on my intuition rather than my logic. Yeah, I see first. Monday. Getting something about a security system. Someone's brother. Friend. Let me know what you see. Let's do the pendulum, group 3. I love this message. Today is one of those days where I feel like I could keep going and getting more and more and more. Otherwise, this would be like 3 hours long. So I got the most, like the things that were coming out very obviously, but you know, feel free to read along with me. There might be something I missed. Okay, group 3. Think of your yes or no question. Pause the video if you need a little bit more time. got try again. Let's try something again. It could also be encouraging you to try something again or look at something from a different angle. No way for today. So let me know what you think, Group 3. I really hope that you enjoyed this month's message. If you did, definitely hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to support me in the channel, you can check out my Patreon or join the memberships here on YouTube and receive a reading every single week, as well as some occasional bonus content and some previous videos that I have, library of videos. So let me know what you think, Group 3. We will see you next time.